Have you ever felt that even though you love being a woman, being in a friendship with one is just too toxic, too dramatic, and just too much? Well, stick around. We're going to see how we're going to dissect this issue today. Hey guys, welcome to Tuesday Talks with Tracy. I have not done one of these in a long time, and it has been requested that I sit down and talk about some things, so I'm going to do that. And I've been seeing this issue right here all around YouTube, and I know that well, not just YouTube, we have these situations in everyday life and also on TV. It's been the subject of different programs. But yeah, we're going to talk about this today. We're going to see if you're in a relationship with a toxic friend or if you're a toxic friend yourself. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to hit on about 5 to 6 different types of toxic people. And the first one is going to be the draining or the overbearing friend. Now, other than a certain situation like a death, an illness, a spouse or a significant other has blindsided you, you get fired and you need suggestions on what to do, or you're feeling suicidal, deeply depressed, or something is very wrong and you need a shoulder to cry on or to express that to. And also at that time, please pray and also get professional help. And know, even in this, that a friend could only try to sympathize with you, offer encouraging words, but they cannot hold your hand through the whole process. And that doesn't mean that they are not your friend. It just means that they are only human and lack the capacity to fix you or do more than God can do. One of the characteristics are, do you always call them and just talk about yourself and just dump on them? Talk about your situations, your problems, your job, your marriage. Or do you ever just call to ask them, how are they doing? I know your mom was sick. Is she feeling better? How are your kids doing? Oh, you had a child in college. Are they coming along okay? Something like that. Offer to be a friend to them so that you're not just draining from them all the time. And also, is something always wrong when you call? When they see your number coming up on the caller ID, is it just like oh gosh, what's wrong with them now? Sometimes call just out of the blue just to say, I was thinking about you. Call with some good news, see the brighter side of life, but don't always call or text to be a drain on your friend. The second one is the inconsiderate friend. Are you considerate of your friend's time? A lot of times nowadays, unfortunately, we are busy, and that goes across the board for everyone. But especially if you're a female, it just seems like we tend to have a lot more to do than men. So if you know you have different schedules than your friend, or you're kind of in different seasons of your life than your friend, a job and a husband, your friend might be running a business. They might have small kids. They might have a lot of cooking to do, a lot of cleaning to do. They might be seeing about a relative, or their job may be demanding, or the list goes on and on. So kind of consider those things before you just call or demand a lot of your friend's time. I have different situations that I have been blessed with. I have a person that's close to me. We will call each other, not all the time, but if she knows I have a lot of things going on, I know she has a lot of things going on, she will text me and say, is this a good time for a phone call, or when will you be available for a phone call? And that just makes my day. There's nothing like the consideration of a friend, and you're more apt to hurry up and give them a call back. I also have another friend that if, we're both busy, both in the same stages of life, and we see each other at different games or different events. They might invite us to a barbecue or something like that, but we're both kind of at the standpoint of, we're both busy. I'm not gonna get mad and I'm not gonna trip if you don't call me. If I don't see you until 3 months, we're gonna pick back up just like nothing ever left off. So I enjoy that about her. I have actually 2 friends like that, and it's fine. Don't put too many specifications and demands on people. Friendships can be different across the board in your life. You may have certain friends you hang out with. You have certain friends that you may call and talk on the phone with. You may have friends that you text with, or friends you just get together with here and there. If they do not call or you haven't called them, it doesn't mean that they're not a friend. It just means sometimes that you're at a different stage of life and you need different things at different times. Also, friends can be different as far as their personalities. You may have a chatterbox as a friend and one that's kind of quiet and doesn't like to talk. That does not mean you cannot be friends. Some people don't like to talk on the phone. Some people love to talk on the phone. I'll just give an example. My father, he loved people, but when he got tired of talking on the phone, and especially when, and some, you have different relationships with different people. You know, sometimes you can do this more so with your relative. But my father would tell us, you know, we talk, and when he got tired of talking, he'd be like, "Don't your husband need something?" You know, okay, I'm done talking. So some people you can say things like that to and not hurt their feelings. Some people you can just in the middle of a conversation and say, "Oh, I gotta go, I gotta go." And then there's some people you just cannot get off the phone with. So if you're that kind that likes to chatter a lot and you know your friend is more on the doesn't like to talk on the phone as much or whatever, be considerate. Don't think that they're not your friend, that they don't love you, they don't want to talk to you. It's just that you're different. The next one is the jealous friend. You know, the ones that say, "You're pretty, I'm not. You're skinny, I'm not. I like your house, I don't like mine. You have a man, I don't. I wish I had your job. I hate my job." And then you have those that are jealous because you spend time with other people. Oh my goodness. They don't consider sometimes even that they like spending time with different people at different times themselves. Sometimes you're not in the mood for a lot of talking. Sometimes you just want to go to a movie with a friend and you don't want to, you know, a long drawn out conversation. So sometimes you just want to be with certain people at certain times. Doesn't mean, again, that they don't like you or they love or like one over the other. It's just that they need different things at different times. Also, if you are jealous or discontented with yourself, work on yourself. Think about working on things that you can improve on in your own life so that you can feel self-sufficient in yourself to where you're not looking outward at everyone else and what they have, but you can enjoy your life and things that you have as well. The fourth one is the gossiper. Other than it's just not nice and it's not of good Christian character anyway, if they are talking to you about someone else, they're talking to someone else about you. Enough said. The fifth one is the judgmental friend, one that is giving unsolicited advice or tearing down everybody else's life around you all. Instead, a person should be trying to give constructive advice to people when they see that they're going down the wrong road. If you're close enough to someone, maybe you can insert certain things, but also do it in a loving, caring way. The sixth one is the negative Nancy, or the complainer, or the one that doesn't have anything nice to say about anybody else. And this person doesn't ever have anything positive to say, points out the negative in every situation. You go to a restaurant and the food is never right. They send it back all the time, embarrassing you. The server didn't do this, didn't say that, didn't come back quick enough, didn't da 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 da. You go on vacation together. The hotel is nice, but for them, the bed was too hard. The buffet wasn't 5 stars. The housekeeper didn't do this, and blah 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 blah. If you go to or visit a nice church, oh my goodness, the preacher didn't preach good enough. The song wasn't right. She couldn't sing it right. They prayed too long, and it was too cold in there. And if you say something nice about somebody, like she's pretty or she's so nice, and they'll say, "Oh, she ain't all that," that's negative Nancy. Don't be a negative Nancy. At the end of the day, list everything that you would like to get out of a friendship. And if it doesn't seem realistic, then consider you may not need a friend. You just might need Jesus. Some things in your life just might be too much for another person or another human to handle. Consider that they have a life of their own too, and possibly a family, and know that a friend is a sounding board, but they cannot fix everything in your life. And you can exhaust people. And also, just because someone doesn't vomit their whole life situation on you and you wonder why because you've told them everything, and don't get me wrong, it's wonderful and it's good to share with others. Maybe they have just matured in this area and they don't feel the need to burden others with their issues. Not that it's a burden to you, but sometimes people just don't talk about their situations that much. And a lot of times they know that you can't help them at the end of the day, so they take their burdens to the Lord and leave them there. All right, guys, that's it. I just wanted to add my 2, 3, or 6 cents in there. I've seen it going around, the internet and on YouTube and stuff. I just wanted to add a couple of more things. So I hope you liked it. If you did, give this a thumbs up. If you liked it that much, share it on Facebook. I'd appreciate that. And maybe somebody might need to know this information too. All right, subscribe if you like this channel. And I love you all. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys next time right back here on Tracie's Place. Bye.